it not on the right soundboard? Hello? Hello? Are we there? Hey!
It defaulted incorrectly. And now we're here.
We're here. Hey,
yeah,
guys.
hey!
That's so dumb.
Hey, we got it now. We got it. We're
No
moving
jeans,
forward.
you have to edit that part out.
Come on, no jeans.
Welcome to the CMG Podcast, episode number 77.
Numero 77. That's how... It's close to what Ate did last week,
Pretty
okay?
much it, yep. All right. This is the CMG Podcast, episode number 77. We talk all things video games, and we are live on Twitch, which means you can, interact with us.
Yeah. You can follow us and
Speaking
watch
of
us.
which, Claw's in the chat going, who killed No Jeans?
killed-
Probably the
killed
same
himself.
person that framed Roger Rabbit.
You know, I saw that movie a whole bunch as a kid, and as I'm thinking about it right now, I can't remember who framed Roger Rabbit. I need to go watch that movie again.
It was Doc, wasn't it? From Back to the Future? He was the bad guy in that.
Oh. I don't even remember that movie at all. I need to go rewatch that
Wow.
movie now.
Anyways, I'm
Babies
Matt
with
Rojas,
cigars.
a.k.a. the Dread Pirate. With me on the other side of the table, we have...
Robert Link, also known as Rob Dog 1991.
Rob Dog, 1991.
Oh, yeah.
You had to do your own
I had to do it to myself. Ate's not here, so...
I don't know what it is, but, you haven't been here.
Yes.
And everybody else has.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, I'm going to be there this week. And everybody's like, nope. They all just
Deuces.
said,
They're all
Robert's
gone.
coming,
Deuces.
we're out.
No, we're not coming anymore. Wait, why isn't Michael here? I didn't even ask, and I feel bad.
He's camping.
Oh.
He does this, annual
Where's he camping?
Brokeback camping trip with
Oh,
Brandon.
I remember.
You remember.
It's an annual thing?
It's an annual
I thought
thing.
they just, randomly went camping one year, and I was like, that's kind of gay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but, yeah, it's this thing.
Yeah.
That's cute, though. It's every year.
Yeah, it's cute.
Oh, why don't we ever get invited?
I used to get invited.
Okay. Michael, if you're watching, invite us.
But I've got a really bad back, so I don't like sleeping outdoors.
Air mattresses.
Yeah.
Bring a real mattress.
I should.
Imagine.
Anyways, Claw says he missed you, Robert.
Oh, I missed you too, Claw. I still
He
saw
also
you in the
wants to
chat,
know where
buddy.
his invite is. You can
Yeah,
go camping.
I don't. How'd Claw do that? He'd fly out. I mean, you have
Fly.
to only bring a little bit for camping, and I'm not gonna let
Get
you
your
use any
supplies
of my
here.
camping
No, get his
stuff.
supplies here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Walmart's everywhere.
You're right. You're right. But you got to remember they don't sell in pounds, so you got to bring cash. They will not sell you anything in pounds. Will not happen. All right.
Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter at CMG_Gamecast and everywhere else at Casual Misfits Gaming. We're on all your social media to fulfill all your social media needs.
Social media needs.
And if you can't catch this live, if you're listening to us in the future or you'd like to listen to the future, you're like, hey, man, that was a great podcast. I'd love to listen to it again. Maybe for my 15 seconds of fame like Claw gets or something. I don't know.
Well, you should have been here live then.
Whatever reason you want to listen to it later, you can catch it on YouTube at Casual Misfits Gaming and any podcast catcher. We are on SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and everything else.
Is
really.
podcast catcher the term?
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
That's like, when you get that little, it'll be called I don't know, Pod Dog or something. Like those third-party Android apps.
Yeah.
That can they pull from they pull from the SoundCloud and the Spotify if you're on
Okay.
both. That's called a podcast catcher because it's grabbing them and putting them in one
catching
place.
podcasts.
Pretty much, yeah.
Man, okay. I'm going to make a little butterfly catching net, and it's just going to say the podcast catcher. That's what I'm going to run around and just catch podcasts. I just don't like the name.
Oh, Claw's a great question.
Okay.
He would like to know if you finished The Last of Us yet.
No, but I actually thought about it for a long time.
He thought about it,
No,
so that counts.
But I have something. I wish Ate was here because I wanted to go back and forth with Ate on this. I was going to say if I play through The Last of Us, Ate was going to have to play through, I forgot what game it was.
KOTOR?
KOTOR. That's what it was. It was KOTOR because Ate's never played it. I'm like, I played through The Last of Us.
The first
But I want to see him
world,
play
I think.
KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2.
Okay.
Because he's got to catch up if we're looking at possibly another KOTOR in the future. So Ate, if you're listening, I will play The Last of Us if you play KOTOR.
No Jinx is in the chat.
That's why I said if you're listening. I'm waiting for him to chat up.
Speaking of which, No Jinx is not here because he's a slacker.
He's got better things to do.
There's probably a better excuse than that, but that's the one I came up with. And he can't defend himself.
Yep. He has to stream KOTOR. Ooh.
Oh,
That would actually be an interesting stream. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see what Ate does. I feel like Ate would be the goody two shoes.
Yeah, it's
and he'd
gonna
go
be just
all
goody
light.
two shoes
You know?
and Sure, I'll help you. No, I don't need money.
Because that was
it's
like
gonna
the
be fine.
that
No,
was
no,
the
it's
original
fine.
like choice game before I played Mass Effect. You know, like that was where I went in and I made
Yeah.
all the bad or
Yep.
good choices. And I played all the way through the second one, I think, but I did like half good, half bad, and
So
then
you
it
didn't
got
get the
me.
ending?
It got me nowhere. I got to
Yeah.
a point where I could go to every world and do nothing. And I
Yep.
was like, great, no ending for me.
Yeah, I feel like his character, like there's the good character where he can be like good, but still like kind of be intimidating.
Oh yeah,
Like
but you're never
like,
gonna make a
"Hey,
bad move.
You can't
Yeah.
defeat the light side or something. Like the light side's stronger. You don't know the power of the force, but like on the light side way,
Yeah.
he'd be the guy that's always gonna be like, hey, but why don't you just you could just change your life right now.
There's
Why
so-
don't you?
And there's so
And-
many
and
times
those
in that
are-
game where that option becomes available. Like every person you meet,
Yeah.
there's always the option like, why don't you turn a new leaf?
Why
Like,
don't you turn leave? And then they're like, yeah, no, and they start shooting you.
Yeah,
and
and
then Noji's would be like, why did he start firing? I'm just a good guy.
and then you run into that one like he's not a Mandalorian, but he's got the Mandalorian armor and he has that grenade and you're in like the bar and he's counting down from like 3
Oh,
and you're
the,
supposed to like convince him.
Yeah,
I forgot
he's
what
a
his-
Mandalorian.
Is he a Mandalorian? But he has like those weird glasses on and he doesn't quite look like a
thought he
Mandalorian,
was.
but he's got like the Mandalorian gear.
But he's from the arena, right? He's
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he was in the arena, but he doesn't like approach you until you're like leaving the cantina. But yeah, in that scene, Ate would be like, "But why are you gonna drop the grenade?" And he's just gonna be like 2, and Ate's like, "You don't gotta drop the grenade." He's gonna be like
voice
1.
keeps getting higher and higher.
He's just higher and higher. He just blows up.
Why can't we all get along? Actually, Nojin is on call for his real job, and so he's in LA working. So I guess he's not a slacker. Hey, we like to start every show off with what we've been doing, what games we've been playing. I'll start off because I know
Yeah,
you have a lot to talk.
I got a video from mine.
Yeah, you got a video for yours.
I thought about it.
He's cool. I played Smite pretty much.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Poor Gonzo. You know Gonzo.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I heard he plays Smite a lot now.
Dude, he plays every day.
I also heard he plays Smite when he has like a little bit to drink, which sounds like fun.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just jumping on Netflix, and I accidentally jumped on my account, and you okay there,
I
bud?
don't know. That just didn't come off. Okay, so you jumped on your account.
He texted me, Smite. I'm like, no, I'm going to bed, dude.
Just watching Netflix, man.
It's a work night. It's like 10:30. I'm going to bed. I'm just going on Netflix. Oh, okay. Because me and Chris are on. And I was like, sorry, bud. But so, play a little bit of Smite. And then have you know the game for last month from PlayStation? The Horizon Turbo Chaser, whatever that car game was?
Yeah. The retro-looking one?
Yeah. That one's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay,
it's
I
like
need
the
it.
old arcade, like really fast paced, like really like, and you have to manage your gas basically. Like you have to there's pickups.
Oh, so
like a
you
Mario
run out
Kart.
of gas?
Yeah, you can run out of gas and
that's
lose
gnarly.
the race. So, and there's this gas and turbo that you can pick up. That's really the whole gist of it. Really arcadey. It's not a
There's no
realistic
special
racer.
abilities, it's just gas
no,
and
you can
turbo?
just upgrade your cars as
Okay.
you go. It's fun though.
Nice.
But that's really what I've been playing.
That's
it.
a cool game, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
It sounds cool.
I don't think I played anything else, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I had a busy week.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot. So I started the week with Apex Legends.
Okay.
Then on the 13th, I've never played Vermintide. Never ever played Warhammer Vermintide. I thought it looks. I think Warhammer, and I always think like the board game that everyone plays, and I'm like, I don't want to play like a digital version of that. But then my friend was like, oh, you have to download the new DLC for Vermintide. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I have it playing in the background. So much fun.
You posted this video in our we have a video game
Yeah,
group chat because we don't
yeah.
talk enough video games apparently. So we have a whole group chat, and you posted this video, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Like the whole. So I thought the game was gonna be like storyline driven, and not at all. So like you start out in where you start the game always is in like this like castle fortress place. You can pick between like 5 different heroes, and when you level each hero up, they have subclasses as well. And
Okay.
you just from that point you run into a dungeon basically. It feels like a dungeon, but there's a whole bunch of different ones. You play with 3 other random players, and you just run through the dungeon. It's like hack and slash. The entire game is hack and slash, super, super fun, super, super gory, really, really, really intense. Like mobs that size come at you every 5 minutes, and they just like you hear like a horn in the background, and then before you know it, there's just little rat things everywhere, and you've got to survive and do all the little like quests in the mission to make it to the end. Every time you beat a mission, you get like little, not loot crates, because we're going to talk about that, but little boxes of things that you can unlock and get more items and level up your character. It's a bad word here. It's not a loot crate, even though it's a crate that has loot, but it's not a loot crate.
Don't say loot crate and don't say Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that
Touch
soon.
on that later.
So this game, though, was so much fun. I want to stream it. I actually want to get back into streaming because this was a lot of fun, and this would be really cool to show
campaign
people.
only? Is it multiplayer?
It's multiplayer only. I mean, you can try to do single player. If you run into a dungeon...
So it's like co-op multiplayer?
Yeah. If you run into a dungeon and no one else joins, it'll fill your team with bots, which honestly is kind of better because the bots are better than some of the players. Like, we were playing with one person who was a fire mage and kept dying because he kept blowing himself up. Constantly, like all the time, and then he like AFK'd 10 feet away from the exit portal and wouldn't come back, so we had to run up behind him and just push his freaking AFK body through the exit portal to finish the game. Super annoying.
Aim at the bad guys, not at yourself.
Yeah, he's like, does anybody know how to do this character? I keep dying. He keeps throwing fire spells at the ground and burning himself up, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point? But it's super, super fun. If you haven't given it a chance,
his name No
you
Jeans?
should. Yeah. Ate would do something like that.
Sorry,
Ate would pick the most technical character and then F it up and just complain. And then pick an easy character and be like, I like this guy a lot more. That's a lot like Ate. I love
It's
Ate.
more referencing SWOTOR because he chose the mage and he just
Oh my god.
Anyways, sorry, No Jeans.
But I've been playing that, and then I also, we're going to talk about this a little more later. No Jeans going to be happy. I bought No Man's Sky last night.
Okay.
I like it.
We'll get into that.
I like it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
That's what you've been playing. All right.
Fun stuff.
Awesome. What do you say we get into this week in gaming news?
We definitely should. We definitely should. So,
Cliffy B.
Do we remember him at all? What games did he come out with?
Cliffy B, Cliff Belinsky. If you don't know what that stands for, Cliffy B is like revered in the gaming world, at least was for a really long time, as like the genius, right? He's the director for Unreal Tournament. He's the director for Gears when it first came out. You know, he was the gaming director for this stuff. I mean, big titles we're talking here. He then left Epic to go do his own thing. He formed what was the
Man, what a time
called?
to leave Epic, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
He left a while ago. He made
Right.
Boss Key Productions, and the next games we saw out of him were Lawbreakers and Radical Heights. So
I actually really liked Radical Heights. I'm sorry. It was
fun.
glitchy, but it was so fun.
It was so glitchy.
Oh,
my
but when you
gosh.
shot someone in the head and their head exploded into money, that was just the best thing.
It was a lot of fun. That game was fun. We actually met him. I don't know if you were there, actually. I think it was
No, I
you and
wasn't,
Ate.
but
It was a few E3s ago.
it was when he was still with Epic.
No, he
No?
was already. It was just before Lawbreaker was coming out, because he was handing out Lawbreaker
Oh yeah, okay.
beta.
If you
access
haven't played
codes.
Lawbreakers and you really want to hate yourself, play Lawbreakers. It's a fun game, but you die a lot. A lot. Is it still out? Like, can I still play it, or is it just dead with the servers?
If you think I'm like following,
You
up
don't
on
know?
the
Okay,
latest
if anybody knows
Lawbreaker
anything about
news.
Lawbreakers, please let us know. It's been a long time since we played the game.
Anyways, he quit video games. After those two games, he said, "I'm done. I am never making another video game again." He's a little dramatic.
Yeah.
You meet the guy. He's a little.
Hey, he's
little
very
intense,
but he's very intense. He likes videos.
he's one of the greatest minds in video games. You know, you have people like him and Jaffe. They just say what they want. They're very open. You know, they're like an open book. They'll
It's like,
tell you what they're thinking.
What word are we looking for? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's very like
He's gonna say it.
Yeah.
So he said, "I'm out of video games. I'm never making another video game again. Basically, screw this." After those didn't go, after both of those didn't.
Well, what was his tweet about Radical Heights before that went down? Like, we've been talking to Xbox. Great news. We're gonna bring it to Xbox. And then the next day,
Yeah,
it's gone.
and then they shut it.
Yeah, then
yeah.
shut down. Yeah,
Yeah.
then the whole studio's gone. Like, what?
So apparently that's not the last of him though.
Haha.
He tweeted that he's
One more
got we'll say that. Well, I'll read you the tweet. He said, "Ugh," in big bold letters.
Ugh.
Guys, I kind of have a game idea, and it won't get out of my head. I thought I was truly done, but then stupid brain shows up. So we might be seeing another game out of Blinsky. The question is, does he reopen Boss Key Studios? Is he going to start a new studio?
It's probably
is he
too
going
expensive to
to
reopen Boss Key.
give this idea to somebody else? Or like, you know,
yeah.
try to get a deal with somebody, a publisher,
But
an
what do we
Activision,
know
a
about this
Microsoft?
idea? The one thing.
The one thing we know about this is he says it's not an effing battle royale. Apparently he's done. He's over with battle royales. I'm kind of over battle royales too, but
I love the concept of Radical Heights.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was so different. Like, it wasn't trying to be your strategic game at all. It was just different.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we may possibly have something to look forward from Cliffy B,
Possibly.
which would be cool. I'd love to see him tackle a true like AAA game again. You know, because those other ones were kind of those were not AAA games.
No. Lawbreakers could have been had it picked up Steam and actually got some stuff moving, but
maybe
never did.
Did it go to Epic Store instead of Steam? What happened?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Oh wow.
That took you
You
way
had me
too
like,
long.
did it? Like,
So that's where we're at. Hopefully we see something out of him. I would love to see another Gears caliber AAA campaign game.
Claw says Lawbreakers is dead now.
Yeah.
Good. I didn't like that game.
I didn't like it one bit.
I died too much. Frustrated me.
Um,
The next thing, though.
what is he saying?
Oh, wait.
Claw says I could see Microsoft hiring him, maybe giving him a studio. They are buying studios, and they could give him the new one they created. He says confirmed it's a Minecraft clone. I could definitely see him
Radical
giving
Minecraft.
him a studio at Microsoft, because I mean, he's done a lot for Microsoft.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. PlayStation has 4 new controllers, 4 new colors. These are amazing. They look awesome, and I'm probably gonna have to get that one right there for Jillian. It's a rose gold one.
The
Dude,
rose gold PS4 controller.
It looks
It does.
sick. What is this one called? Oh, titanium blue or
So,
whatever. Or
I'm stuck between this one
okay.
and the next one.
Oh, the purple one.
Yeah. The blue and the purple both look really good to me. And then all of our bro friends out there will like the next one after this.
Okay.
You know, like,
Okay,
you know,
screw you.
Brandon's racing
Okay,
to the
screw
Walmart
you, because
to get
I
this.
liked that controller on Call of Duty. I know I'm not helping my argument right now because bro gamers are Call of Duty guys. Whenever I change my skin, unless I have the diamond skins, it was always like the red tiger camo or whatever. Like, I like red.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, you like red.
Don't judge me.
How are you supposed to find your controller, though? You know, like, if you lose your controller, it's just gone. Like, you can't find it.
That's
It's camo.
That's the risk you take. It's
camo.
a gamble. Okay.
Put it on top of your console, it just disappears.
You buy those camo controllers. You know what you're getting into.
You better not set it down because you ain't going
No.
to find it.
I put mine in a case. It's a clear case. I never know if there's anything in there. But I just open it up, and then I put my hand in and feel around. Oh, there's
There
the controller.
it
okay.
is. Okay. Put
And
it in
then
like a safe
then I
underneath
play
your
my
bed
game.
with nothing else.
Yeah,
So you
when-
unlock the safe, you know
When
what's
I
in
go
there.
AFK, I put it back in that case just so I
Put it
don't
right
lose
back
it.
in.
You know, you
Put it right
have
back
to be
in.
careful with the camo controllers.
You can't lose it.
I would say if I were to get one, it would probably be the titanium blue.
They just look so good.
I think.
See, I already have like the blueberry-esque color controller that has the blue and the purple.
And see, I have the Spider-Man red controller, so I don't need the
yeah,
camo red.
yeah.
The titanium blue is pretty sick.
I might need to get the rose gold one too for similar reasons. I didn't think about it, but similar reasons.
You could just say from my girlfriend.
Yeah, I
Rather
just
than
wanted
let
to be
people-
cooler and say
rather
similar
than,
reasons.
Like, let people interpret that like.
I like interpretation. Interpretation is the key to life. Okay.
Many things in life, yes.
So Ate says
Elasno
you know.
says-
Oh, yeah, that's not Ate. That's Elasno.
Elasno
Okay,
says, you know, Joseph is going to have
There it
to
is.
get the purple one. True.
Does Joseph really like purple?
Yeah, he loves purple.
Okay,
I think it's his favorite color,
Okay,
actually.
well, that would make sense then.
Oh,
it's so classy.
Claude wants to know why CMG Explorian's not on the podcast.
Because
he's
I-
in San Diego.
Yeah, I had other engagements after the podcast, so I could not bring him along today. But it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Claude, you know I was talking about you, buddy. Don't worry.
Epic Games. what we were just talking about, where Cliffy B, got his big start, his big launch into the gaming world.
And then they shut down.
Open a new studio. They're opening a new studio in Germany, in Cologne, Germany. That's the.
I knew we were gonna. I knew it. I was like, don't laugh. Like last night I read it. I'm like, don't laugh on the podcast, Robert. Don't laugh on the podcast, Robert. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's funny.
Nothing funny about
totally
this city.
funny.
Damn it, it's funny.
So they're in Cologne, Germany, with the new studio.
I guess it's more based. It's not really a gaming studio, per se.
Is it a Fortnite dance studio? Like, what is this?
Yes.
You just go there and learn all the Fortnite dances?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Cliffy B is getting that studio. 'Cause he's going to be the dance instructor.
He's like, I'm not doing games anymore, guys.
Guys.
I'm just going to be part of the gaming industry in a different way. Fortnite dance instructor.
What was that dance game we talked about?
Just Dance?
Just Dance. It's going to be Just
Wait,
Dance.
really? That's what you were thinking of? Like that?
I couldn't remember. All that kept going with my head was DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. I knew that wasn't it.
Just Dance Fortnite edition?
It's going to be Just Dance
Partnered
Gears of
with
War.
Microsoft?
It's going to be Just Dance Gears of War. I'm bringing the Gears series back in a new way.
You see you're doing the Fortnite dances, and on the screen there's like Gears characters doing the Fortnite dances. You're like, this is the best game ever.
No, I guess it's going to be interactive media studio. Following along the lines of like, on Netflix and Amazon and Hulu, they have these new shows that are interactive, like there's the Minecraft show.
Yeah, and the
Which is so horrible.
it's a kid thing. I didn't even try to watch it.
It's a kid thing.
I didn't even try to watch it.
Okay, okay. Let me bring it back. I'm not saying it's like not great for kids because my kids love it. They sit there and they make all the choices. They have fun. But it is so bad. Like, as an adult, you watch that and you're like, I get bored. I'm just like, this is the worst.
Did you ever see the Netflix movie? It was the Black Mirror movie that made choices and stuff.
Yeah, I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
Super fun. You got to watch it. It's pretty good.
They're going to do stuff like that because you have, like, there's the King Kong one that's interactive where you can decide, like, which boss he battles. And, yeah. So
on Netflix?
On Netflix, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's a King Kong kid show.
Oh, damn it.
I think it's called Kong.
You lost me at kids show. I was like all excited. I was like, what is this?
Better than the Minecraft one, though. I can tell you that. So, yeah. They are... Oh, shoot. They're looking to do something like that. Kind of get into that. Doesn't mean they're not going to do gaming there, by the way.
But a Fortnite choice-driven game? I hate it. It's weird now. Whenever we talk Epic, I'm just always assuming everything they're doing has some type of tie to Fortnite. And I feel really bad about that, but they've kind of done that to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, everything that they hype is Fortnite. None of their other games get any hype anymore.
Rip Paragon. But apparently it's going to be led by the founders of Factor 5. Those are the guys that created Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I have no clue what they're going to make then. This is going to be interesting.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there's like, go ahead. Try to connect the dots on that one and tell me what you get.
Rogue Squadron interactive TV series for kids.
Battle Royale?
Battle Royale. Oh, Cliffy B's out. Dang it. He will not be heading the studio.
He's not going to Germany. We know that much.
Speaking of Epic, more Fortnite news because why not? Why not always be in the news for Fortnite every freaking day that I'm looking up articles? There's a Fortnite article.
It astounds me how much they release, and yet no matter how much they release, it's still like absorbed. Like everyone still takes it in. Like they're not done with it yet. And I can't seem to understand it. This thing though.
Gamers. Do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
I almost brought back that old segment that we used to do where it talks about the top games every month that were sold.
Yeah.
And we stopped doing it because we got so tired of seeing Grand Theft Auto 5.
You're right.
Being there every
single
freaking
time.
month. It was always sports games and Grand Theft Auto every single. And Grand Theft Auto has been out for what, 5 years?
Yeah, and it still gets bought a lot.
Well, we haven't done this segment in over a year. I looked at it last night to see if I wanted to bring it back. Grand Theft Auto. Still in the top 10.
Still there.
Of the most sold video games.
77 podcasts later.
This month.
Still there.
How is that game still getting sales? Who's like, I haven't played Grand Theft Auto yet? Like,
So
is this a third world country? Like now they're jumping on? Like, I don't understand.
the only reason is the mods. It's the only reason people are still constantly working on GTA mods. It's like there's a whole group of people that do nothing but that.
This wasn't even PC or digital sales.
No.
This was only console.
Oh, I don't understand it then. I don't get it.
Who hasn't played that game yet? Why is it still in the top? Like, I don't understand if they had sales, but it's in the top 10 games every single month consistently. Like it's got to be a record.
It's not San Andreas. Like, what's going on?
No, it's just
Like,
Grand Theft Auto
it's
5.
just Grand Theft Auto 5. It ain't San Andreas.
Anyways, that was a tangent. Sorry about that. Fortnite.
All right.
They came out
This.
FaZe says only 2 of you today.
Yep. So
Only
this one,
2 of us.
this one grinds my gears.
And
Matthew.
Klaus says GTA 5 is 7 years old. Last note says no one gets bored watching a kids show if it's quality. Mr. Rogers, for example. So this Minecraft show
I
must
thought she was
not
talking
be good.
about GTA,
True.
and I was like, GTA ain't a kids show.
She's going back.
Sorry.
Season 10 came out. I don't pay much attention to what each season brings because I don't give a crap. No offense to anybody that plays Fortnite.
Yep.
I don't. I just don't find it fun. Apparently they launched these things in there called Brutes, and that is a acronym, apparently.
I don't know what the acronym stands for.
BRUTE. Nor do I. I just know it is an acronym.
It's a giant mech suit.
It is a
It's a giant mech suit that can be piloted by 2 people.
Is it 2 people?
It's 2 people.
Oh, I thought it was 1.
It can be piloted by 2 people. But if you do singles, the funny thing is, though, if you do singles and you jump in a mech suit, somebody else can jump in it and self-destruct it.
Okay, that's actually
Yeah,
fun.
I learned that from one of my students, and I was kind of laughing a little bit. That's
That
pretty
part's
funny.
pretty cool. Apparently, there are these mech suits in this game, and you can find it. And there's only 1 of these, right, per round. You can't. There's not multiple ones.
I thought they were like 6.
Is there?
I thought there were more than 1.
Okay, maybe there's 6. I don't know. But they launched them here. They launched them with Season 10, and not as just a, hey, this will be fun to put in the game.
Yeah, it's not like a little ha-ha tease, like fun little thing. No.
Yeah. Literally, the reason they came out saying they want this is to balance the skill levels. Basically give people that suck at Fortnite a way to get kills because they're not very good. So
Because they're not having fun.
They're not having fun. They need to have fun.
They need
so
to
give
have
them a
fun.
big suit and let them go.
Rampage, basically. Like, it's got rockets. It's ridiculous. And, like, so... And their thing is, yeah, let's make it fun for everyone. But then that kind of, like, defeats the purpose of the Battle Royale. Like, you win a Battle Royale because you're skilled. Not because you jumped in a battle mech and you killed everybody.
If you suck at the game, don't play
Don't
it.
play it,
If
yeah.
you are playing it and you suck at it, you're playing because you're at least having fun. So I don't think this was needed for that. And if you look at the chart, the average brute eliminations per game mode in solos, it's 4 eliminations.
Yep.
In duos, it's 7-ish.
Yep.
Squads, it's 6. Team Rumble, 6. Arena solos, 1,
But
basically.
That doesn't
Arena
seem
I don't
like a
know.
lot, but like when we're talking about sometimes players can go through a whole game of Fortnite and only kill like 3 people, you're giving scrubs the opportunity to get 4 to 6 kills a game.
That's my issue. Like,
Yeah, when they weren't getting any. Like that's
yeah.
pretty bad. Like that's a pretty bad thing to do. But even
It's-
like their charts, they're like, oh, it's only 6 kills. I'm like, have you played your own game? Because that's a considerable amount of kills, and that's
people.
on average.
That's the
That's
issue.
on average. That means that some idiot that jumps in a brute suit and gets
On
1 kill is
average,
bringing it
The
down.
brute suits are wiping out more than a single squad.
Yeah, at
On
least like an
average.
average skill
Yes,
squad, because
yes.
you know a high end squad's gonna like take like 20
Yeah.
kills, but that's bad. That's really really bad. And then the second chart that they came out with here,
All right.
this was average like brute kills based on all the kills during the game. Now that doesn't look like a lot in this sense, but if you're considering that one player is accounting for like 5% of the kills in a match, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot when there's way more than 20 players in a battleground. Like that's not making it fair. That's making it unbalanced.
It seems like a participation trophy to me. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, hey, you guys suck, so let's help you out a little bit here, guys. Here's a big mech suit.
Here's a big mech suit. Like, remember when we put a Thanos thing, 1 Thanos per game?
Yeah.
F it, we put 6 now.
Now, to be fair, this doesn't mean the good players can't go get it.
No, they can, but the good players won't because they recognize how skillless it is.
Yeah.
They're not going to jump into a mech suit and have fun because that's not what they're good at.
Yeah, it's not fun.
That's not fun to them.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's fun, but it's more fun against, like, if everybody has a mech suit, like Mech Warrior, that's fun.
And if you do it
It's
for like 30
fun.
seconds, it's fun. And then
it's fun in
fades.
Gears 2 when you're going through and just...
Oh, like those Halo levels too? You get that tank and you just blow everything up for 1 level.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's
small
fun
amount of time.
because you're against NPCs, you know, you're mighty, whatever, but, like, it takes fun out of it for a lot of people. A lot of people are actually really pissed off about it.
Yeah.
A lot of the gamers don't want it in there. They're not having it. And Epic says, well, it's not for you guys. It's for the people that we want to have fun. Okay, I guess.
So some kids in my class play this game pretty religiously. They go onto streams on Twitch and play like the closed like groups where they're like, oh, message me and I'll add you to my group and we'll play right now. So they'll play with like 20 people and the rules will literally be like no shaming, no brutes. And then the second they get into the map, somebody jumps into a brute and kills all 20 of them. And it's not even any fun anymore.
Yeah.
And like my students, every time they get killed by somebody in a brute, they're just like, somebody in a brute. Like, that sucks. Like, goddamn. Like, and then they start over again. It's like it's so frustrating. Like, why are you doing this to your player base?
Yeah. I'm usually not on the side of the Fortnite players, but on this one, I'm going to give it some. It's just obnoxious. Something else Epic did.
See, this
but
is
I'm actually
funny
on the
because
side of the
they'll
Fortnite.
stand by their guns sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But other times...
You can mark this down in history as the day that I've agreed twice with Fortnite players.
Seriously.
Fortnite released a dog skin that you paid money for.
Yep.
For the new guy, what's his name? Bonesy?
Gunner.
Gunner
is the new one.
Gunner's the
Bonesy
new one.
Is the,
Bonesy was the old one.
the classic.
Can you
I can try to make it bigger.
make
Yeah.
make it
the one
bigger?
on the right?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Keep talking about it.
So they said, "Hey, we've got a new dog," and so Bonesy was released in a season like a few
season
seasons
6.
ago, season 6.
Season 6. How do I know
And-
that? Season 6.
Anyways, he was released, and it was an exclusive. It was an exclusive to that season, meaning nobody else can get that dog because you missed your chance.
You missed your chance.
And I actually do like those things. I like those things that are like, hey, you paid the money here for this
Apparently,
aesthetic. Nobody
they also
else
had
can have
different
it.
colors for the dog, like scarves and shit,
Well,
I guess, but that's cool.
Yeah, so that was Bonesy.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we got a new dog for you. This is an exclusive to season 10. Nobody else is going to have this dog. It's not even going to be like, it's going to be cool. Everybody's going to revere you because you have this dog. In season 20, everybody's like, where'd you get that dog? Well, back in my day in season 10, we had, and you're going to have Gunner.
So he's a little
It's
lighter.
the same damn dog. It's the same dog.
Two distinct differences.
He's
Yeah.
like 2 shades lighter.
2 shades lighter, and he's got a little decal on his
And
bandana.
he's got a decal on his bandana, but it's literally the same color. Right? They're both green, if I'm seeing that correctly?
Yeah, it's the exact same bandana. If you look closer, they didn't even change the color of the bandana. They just put a decal on it.
This is horrible. This is like...
So, when everyone freaks out about the mechs, they say, F it, this wasn't for you. When everyone freaks out about a dog, they're like, you're right, we're wrong, we'll pull it back. Like,
Well, as they should, because
As they should. It's
if
not-
they hadn't,
of course not. But
there'd be a class action lawsuit. Because everybody paid money, and I think
Yeah.
it was like $7.
okay, I thought you were
Let's
gonna say like 60. I'm like, I would not pay $60 for a dog
1,000 V-bucks.
unless it was a real dog.
What is 1,000 V-bucks?
It's like $10, I think.
Maybe so.
Chat, tell me.
We'll say $10.
10 to 15, but like that's still.
That they paid of their own money because they thought they were getting something exclusive, and it's the same dog that some of them already had from season 6.
Let's take a good look at the new one, which that didn't do anything. Okay, there we go.
I I don't understand how they thought they were going to get away with this.
He looks the same. Like, he's exactly the same.
Like, not even like, hey, he looks similar. It's the same damn
It's
dog.
a recolor.
They just changed the color and put a decal on the scarf.
Look at that
and
little
then
decal.
and they sold it to everybody, and people bought it for, real money. And then they went, wait a minute, this is the same freaking dog.
It's not the only thing they released in the season, because we know they released like a handful of different skins and things, but this is still one of
Yeah, this is supposed to be a new dog, though.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's the same dog.
It's the same dog. So
yeah, yell at them.
Understandably, a lot of people were pissed off.
This is the reason you leave Epic Store and you stay with Steam, right here. This bullshit right here. This is why I don't support the Epic Store.
Has nothing
That's
to do
it.
with you just not wanting to
Nope.
change your ways because you've been on Steam for years.
Nope, nothing like that.
Okay. I feel like you might have some...
Because I don't want to start buying games in the Epic Store, waiting for a DLC, and they're like, hey, here's a DLC. We remapped and recolored the map you already love.
Well,
I don't want them to do that.
Games.
I don't care.
It's not their
The games that they come out with, I don't care.
They're not
I'm not going to
making the
support them at all.
games.
I'm stubborn.
I couldn't tell. Anyways, they're giving a full refund now, so if you bought that, unfortunately. I guess it doesn't matter for the people that didn't have the other dog before.
Yeah, maybe
But-
they're like, yeah, I get the dog now, and
Yeah.
nobody can tell me that I didn't get it in Season 6 because it looks exactly the same.
Yep.
Oh,
Anyways,
man.
they're giving back the full refund plus 200 more V-Bucks.
That's nice. That's the way to do it. Okay. Give them money
How
back.
about you just never should have done it in the first place? Because,
Oh, Claw's right. They need to release a Rob Dog skin.
yes.
That would have been better.
It's going to be the same dog,
Just put a ski
but with
mask.
a different scarf.
Put the ski mask
ski
over
mask on the
that
dog.
dog, and you got yourself a new skin right there.
Oh, my gosh.
The
Anyways,
Rob Dog.
Fortnite, we'll just say Season 10, not some good choices. Not that it affects me or you, but I understand why. I legitimately understand why people are bugged about these two choices.
Yeah, I get it. I get it too.
Skyblivion. You heard of this? Excited?
I did. Yes.
This is, these are modders, the community of,
Is that what we call them? Modders?
modders.
Modders? No, I'm messing with you.
What
Yes,
else?
they're
What's
modders.
call
Yes,
them?
they are.
Modists?
Are they modest? God damn it.
Modiers?
Modiers?
Modians?
I believe the correct term is Modayans.
Modayans. A group of modders have been working on this for, 2 years now? I believe.
I mean, looking at it, I would say longer because it's gorgeous.
Basically, they're bringing back Oblivion.
Woo!
They are basically building Oblivion from the ground up, right?
Yeah.
In the Skyrim engine to give everybody a remastered.
With better graphics.
I don't know if that
It
needs to be
looks better than
clarified, but-
Skyrim.
Yeah. Oh, so
It
you're saying,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're using the engine,
Yeah, they're using the
Yeah.
engine, but they're making it.
which you can push to be better.
Oof.
But, I love Oblivion. Oblivion is my favorite Elder Scrolls. Apparently, they're almost done. This is the teaser trailer behind us, right?
Yep.
Letting you know that, hey, we're getting there. They're not complete yet, but it's coming soon. They just want to give everybody a little heads up. So if you want to replay Oblivion with better graphics, because apparently they can re-release Skyrim 10,000 times, but they can't do that for Oblivion.
No, they
that
can't.
the community had to take it upon themselves to painstakingly build this world from the beginning.
And I feel like they're gonna release it, and Bethesda's gonna be like, and just pull it,
caught
like
down.
instant suit, instant pull. Like, really, Bethesda? Really?
That's funny. So we got that to look forward
It
to.
looks really cool. I'm excited for that one. That one's gonna be really fun.
The makers of this are going to get hired by Bethesda to make the new one. Don't worry. That's what
better.
happens. They
They
always
better.
get
Yeah, they
hired
better.
to be on the team to do something. Speaking of updated graphics, remember 2 years ago, I think it was E3 Mahjong, is that how you pronounce it? Makers of Minecraft.
Mahjong.
Yeah. They
Isn't
talked
that like
about
a weird tile
Yeah, it
board
is a tile game, yeah. They talked about the super duper graphics package. This was going to take, and I remember we talked about back then, and I said I didn't want it. Because what this does is it takes Minecraft, and they were going to make it for, the modern terms. Like, they make it beautiful.
4K,
Yeah, they were going to
yeah.
make it 4K, reflective water,
Look at how
the,
pretty. Look at how
the four in the all your grass and everything. It was going to be, actually look realistic. and it was still going to be blocky geometrically, but it wasn't going to be pixelated anymore. It was going to be more.
So basically, the high
bump
def
max
mods
and
that you can download all the time.
textures.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they've been working on it for 2 years. It was supposed to come out last year. They pushed it back to this year, and they've been working on it. And they came out saying only a few days ago, scrap the whole thing. Canceled. Done. And I was trying to figure out how they were going to do this, because the reason this game works is because it's so not graphically intensive.
Yeah. And
Like,
I guess they said they had technical difficulties
They
with
said
it,
they could not get it to work.
which is
It was
super funny
technically-
because modders have been doing this for a long time.
But look at the scale.
yeah, it is very pretty. Everything looks really, really
Randomly,
amazing.
everything's randomly generated.
Yeah.
You've got all these different things that are generated over and over again, and you have to. I mean, people break servers just by starting a fire.
Yeah. Yeah, when it spreads.
Yeah, like
So I could see this working on the select few people who can have like their own server on a really good system, but like people that accessed their servers to play, that's probably where they got the hiccup. Like they
Yeah.
probably couldn't make that work on the base servers for the
Yeah.
game. Just there was no way unless they upgraded everything, and that's just not financially viable.
yeah.
But it bums me out because that looks really pretty.
Yeah, I honestly didn't want it from the beginning.
You don't even play Minecraft. Shut up.
I played for years.
You
so
don't even
can
watch it on
go.
Netflix. Shut up.
Okay, so just so you know, I will have you know,
I will have you know.
good sir, I watch Minecraft every day.
Bullocks!
Bullets! And by watch it, I mean it's always on in my house, and I'm not sitting there watching it mostly, but it's always on in my house because I've got a Samsung TV, and on Samsung TVs, there's a channel called Pluto TV. It's on your little home thing, and it's all these different channels, their own programming. There's like a wildlife one.
Damn,
There's
nature, you
tons of them.
scary.
Yeah. There's tons of them, and one of them is a dedicated Minecraft channel. Guess which channel is my son's favorite show TV
Why
channel
did you have
watch?
to show him the dedicated Minecraft
It
channel?
was an accident.
That's your fault. You're
Believe
like,
me.
Hey, boy, sit next to me. Let me show you my new TV. He's flipping through the channels like, Daddy,
Believe
Minecraft.
me when I say that I absolutely wish I could go back in time and never have shown him that channel. Because I was flipping through them, and all of a sudden it went to Minecraft, and she was all, Minecraft, keep it here, keep
And
it
you're
here.
just like,
And
yeah, flip.
And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's like a stream. I thought maybe it was like, and he's watching, and then it goes to somebody else's stream.
It's
and
just
I'm like,
constant.
it's
Yeah.
constant. It does not change. It's always Minecraft. It will never not be Minecraft. And then I read the channel description, and it actually just said Minecraft TV. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. So he asked for it every day.
So now you got Netflix Minecraft.
Yeah.
You've got Samsung Smart TV Minecraft.
Yep.
You've got Minecraft on the PS4. So that's...
So I watch.
And you're telling me that this game wouldn't look beautiful on your new 4K TV.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know, but like...
What I'm saying is I don't need it because I actually like the charm of the old. I like the pixelation. I like the fact that it looks like that because that's what Minecraft is to me. The second you make it more,
You take away what
modern
Minecraft
graphics,
is. to
yeah,
make it
you're
less
taking away the
Minecrafty.
charm of Minecraft, in my opinion. Now it's, I don't know.
Now it's just a really bad civilization game.
You know what I never did?
What?
Turn on the air conditioner in here.
It
It's
is,
so
it is getting a
damn
little
hot.
bit hot. Hey, your mom in the chat said payback with exclamation point. What did you guys used to watch in the house? All the wrestling. Is that what she's talking about? What did you make her watch all the time as a kid? It's either Power Rangers, it's wrestling, Voltron, what was it?
Well,
Ninja Turtles.
I can tell you I wore out probably quite a few Disney movies.
Okay. Yeah. Which ones?
Aladdin, Lion King.
Did you see the new Aladdin yet?
No, not
It's
yet.
not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
I've heard so many mixed
It's
reviews on that.
So, but it's not bad.
Okay. I did watch a lot of things over and over again. Like if we had a favorite, like we had Looney Tunes on tape, and we had.
Oh, no.
I had the old school like black and white Superman cartoon from
Wow.
like the 40s or
That's
whatever
cool.
it was, like 50s, whatever. We had those. Watch those over and over and over again. So I can't be mad at it.
No. Suck it up. Put on some noise canceling headphones with no music just to cancel.
I
all
always
the
turn it
noise.
on for him when I'm doing something else. Like,
Oh,
but
really?
it's always on in our house.
All right.
What was I saying anyways? Oh, but Minecraft. So if you're looking forward to new graphics,
Get a better PC.
Well, they said they couldn't even get it to work on like any platforms, by the way. And I think Klaus said that too in the chat. He said they couldn't get it stable enough on platforms. Yeah, because those servers, because they're constantly generating and randomly, generating a lot of stuff. That's a lot of information.
It's a lot of
that's
very
going back and
taxing.
forth,
Yeah.
and it's taxing. It's already taxing in general, and the littlest thing is a fire that spreads can destroy a server.
Oh, if somebody like just puts like 4 TNT blocks on top of each other, it'd probably tank a server.
Like if
they couldn't handle it. Yeah.
So just in your general Minecraft servers, it's difficult. So the creators could not get it to work. So no super duper graphics package for you.
See, this is what happens when you come out with like releases and press before you even know if it's possible. Google Stadia. This is what happens.
That's a good shot. Discord is soon going to be offering streaming, and I think it's actually up now. I could be wrong.
It might
Yeah,
be.
it just 2 days ago.
Before you guys get all excited.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Before you get all excited.
It's the new Twitch, right?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
It's gonna take down Mixer.
No. Not even close.
Gonna take down Facebook Live.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You wanna know why?
Why?
Because the max amount of viewers that you could have on your channel, 10.
Preposterous.
Preposterous. Only 10.
It's 10, and it's really only your friends.
Only your friends.
It's
yeah.
not meant as a Twitch stream in any way, shape, or form. It's just so if you're playing a game and you want your buddies to see, like, hey, I'm gonna go try to do this thing right now, and they can watch you.
What do you have to say for yourself, Discord?
Nothing.
If you're watching the video, it's more funny.
Oh, I just saw what you were doing on the screen. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, green screen, got it. It's called Go Live. You can stream up to 10 people. Stream for up to 10 people. And that's about it. It went live 2 days ago.
I just don't, because when I'm playing with friends on Discord, we're all playing together. There's no time for one of them to just be like, let me watch your stream. Like, it'll be useful sometimes.
It's
but
a weird idea.
yeah, it's like one of those ideas that wasn't necessary.
This is definitely one of those not necessary.
Yeah, not necessary at all. At all. Like, I might use it a handful of times a year.
Like
Maybe.
when PlayStation came out and said, hey, we're going to do streaming, and Microsoft said, that's not necessary. Nobody wants that. That was wrong.
Yeah,
Everybody
wanted that because that was the only thing you could do on console without having to buy a capture card, have a PC. And
I don't know anybody that wants this.
No.
I could be wrong. And if you're in the chat and you're like, oh, I would love this, let me know.
I
But
mean, that if you're in the chat and you love this, it's because you haven't figured out how to stream any other way, and it's not difficult.
Nojean's brought up a very good point,
Okay.
actually. Could be cool for VIP subs. If you have a big channel and you're like, hey, we're going to do a private stream for 10 lucky people, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Damn it, Nojean's bringing validity to this
If
stupid
only you were
service.
here. If only you're here to keep us in check. But you're not. So this sucks. Just kidding. It's actually kind of cool now. You're right. Man.
Klaus says, I'm going to start a streaming service for people with no friends. It's just going to be you and the bots in chat talking to you.
That's so bad.
You sent pre-recorded messages asking how your day was.
It's just 10 AIs all bouncing things off of each other. Because you know how Google had that AI you could ask it questions and it talks to you and shit? It's just 10 of those just talking to each other during the stream so you feel like you have a group of real friends.
Oh, my gosh.
That's so bad.
Anyways, so that's live. You can go try it out. I guess if you have Nitro, you get a higher quality stream. If you have the Discord Nitro, their paid subscription service.
Yay.
You get a higher quality stream, I guess.
Yay! Or you could just stream it yourself and get a really high quality stream. But hey, whatever. It's what you like.
There's a new VR headset.
Ah! Sorry, that was my scream of excitement. Oh man, I'm bringing up the stuff right now.
It is from Valve.
I honestly didn't have high hopes for this because Valve is weird like that. Like they'll come out some really good stuff,
Yeah.
but then they'll be really quiet for years.
So we'll break it down, and I'll tell you things. I still don't really have high hopes for it, honestly.
What?
And I'll explain why later.
It's already out, by the way.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
But it's called Valve Index.
Yep.
Which is a really weird name for
It's quiet
a
and suck it
VR.
up. Enjoy it.
For a VR headset. It doesn't scream
You've
VR.
got your index of VR games, okay?
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Shut up.
I say a D for naming. That's the rating they get there.
Their company name is literally Valve.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's
what do
way
you want
better.
from them?
That's way better.
They've never been good at marketing or coming up with names, okay? They haven't. Just
Why are you defending them?
Because I love this headset, and I don't want
do
you
you
to
like
hate
the
it.
name?
I didn't have a problem with it until you had a problem with it, and now I'm like second guessing myself.
Okay, so the name sucks. We can say the name
it
sucks.
sucks
and still
if
be
you
a
have
good
somebody in
system.
your life who's a negative Nancy. Then it sucks.
You can. It just okay.
What was that, Nancy? All right, let's keep going. So why don't you like it?
You're very aggressive. I'm gonna say the things I like about it first,
Okay.
and we'll talk about what it is.
Yes.
This is a new headset. It actually, you'll see the handles behind us. It's got two controllers that are pretty cool. That actually allow for finger tracking,
Finger tracking and
grip.
and grip, but you
Yeah.
can also hold them in your hands without gripping your hand.
Yes.
They literally wrap around your hand, so when you're in a game where you're not grabbing an object, you don't have to feel like you have a controller on your
Yes,
wrist, which is
and
pretty
that
cool.
allows for the finger tracking too. There's a whole game. It's called the Aperture something, but it's Portal, and it's just a little experience.
So yeah, it's a small little aperture.
And it shows you how to wave or do finger guns or fist bump. You can even do rock paper scissors in it. So it shows the capabilities of finger tracking. Right now, there aren't many games that have finger tracking in it, so it's more of a future thing. Some games have come out with patches that allow it for it, but it's not really. I'll say it's more useful than the PlayStation trackpad on the controller.
Yeah.
But right now, that's really where it is. Like when
It's
the
brand
PlayStation
new.
first,
brand
it's
new.
not.
Let's not count it for what it. We count it for what it could be.
What it could be.
Because there's not anything on yet.
It has two of your room
Sensor bar,
sensor trackers
things, yeah.
that you put in the room, and
Which are also compatible with your Vive setup. So if you already have sensors for the Vive, you unscrew them, screw these ones in, and they take the same power connectors and data connectors.
nice. And it's got a 120 hertz screen, which is awesome. And
144 hertz in experiment mode.
okay.
Which is fucking
And
beautiful. Almost
1440.
1440.
Yeah, display.
nice.
It's the best display in
It's
VR
nice.
currently, which is good. So there's a lot of good things going for it. The only thing that isn't necessarily great, the price point. The price point is really high.
They basically took a note from HTC
Yeah.
and was like, "You guys sell them for $1,200? We'll sell them for $1,000."
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
like-
run you $1,000.
But that's for the whole kit. But that's still a lot of money.
The ears are interesting because
the headphones.
they're not earbuds or anything. They're actually
They're, like, directional.
over ear spaced headphones that are directional and gives you like a 3D sound effect, but also allows you to hear what's going on around you.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool.
Big deal.
Oh, okay, the video is playing. Okay. So there's some cool things. One of the coolest things I saw on it, and you'll see it right now.
Oh.
The lenses. It's got a little slider on it that you can make the lenses go in or out based off where your eyes are. So
Does the
it's
same
not-
thing as the PSVR where you can pull it.
Yeah, the
away from
PSVR
your
you can
head?
pull it away from your head. And they say it's actually really comfortable. It's a little not super heavy, but they say it's really comfortable the way they disperse the weight with the headband. So there's a lot of good things going for it. What do you like about it? Because I do want to talk about the things that I think I don't like about
The
it.
shift from OLED to LCD. Most people don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But in this case, the shift to an LCD actually takes away the screen door effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because with OLED, what was happening is when the pixels would like turn off, you'd get this weird like hazy effect because the screen, just the way they made it, was not in the proper place. Now
Makes
with
sense.
this one, they're able to like position the screen, I think a little bit. I think it was closer or further, but they made it so that the screen door effect is almost completely gone. And they said that the cool thing with this is it gives you just better performance, and they even said that you really won't notice the difference in contrast when it's that close.
I agree with that. That's
is really,
that's
really
a good
sick.
thing. A. Rodriguez is in here saying, "Hey fellas, hey fella, And Elasno says, holding on to my money until they make an actual holodeck. I have almost the same sentiment, except for I know I'll never be able to afford a holodeck. So
yeah.
might as well spend the money now. That being said, here's some of the issues I think with it currently. To me, it's really good. I think the design's really good. I think where they went wrong was releasing it now the way they did. They should have maybe waited a little bit and put inside-out tracking on it. Because that's the future of VR.
I mean, it does have 2 little cameras on it, but that...
Yes,
yeah.
but it's using the room sensors,
which are already on the way out.
Which was a thing that was good when HTC first came out, but they're on the way out.
Yeah.
Oculus, HTC, even PSVR is going to be using inside-out tracking, where it can track your head and everything that's happening from the headset, not like it has to see, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So this is, if this was a $400 system, okay. But you came out with a $1,000 system on the verge of other people coming out with these systems that are going to be able to do inside out in the next year.
But you know that extra cost is all from the extra tech they have in it. So like they have very, very progressive tech in the headset, but then they just didn't.
Well, it's progressive for now. The other headsets are already, 12 something, like resolution.
But they're not. They're 90 hertz though. They're not 120 hertz.
But they will be.
They're not 1440p yet.
Well, but we already know the PSVR is going to be 120 hertz next year.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, you're right. But it is going to be. But so that's my. I think that's my whole point.
The PSVR is going to be cheaper. Yeah.
Where they put it out, time wise, is not the best, because everything coming out in the next year is going to make it almost obsolete, if not completely obsolete. And you could have waited a year.
In the tracking regard, yeah.
Well, tracking in the right now
because everything else about it is future proof at this moment. But like
no, so to do your room to show your area, you can't do it from the headset.
Oh, you have to actually look.
You have to actually go on your computer onto Steam and map it out in Steam on your computer.
Oh. That's not too bad.
Whereas with even Vive, I think it's Vive or Oculus, one of the two, you can just draw with the headphone. You can draw where your play area is. So there's some really cool things about this. I think it's either a little too. I think it might be a little too late. Maybe you should have just waited and put in some of that other stuff that the other one's going to have within the next year, and then competed there. Because right now it feels like you're competing against old technology.
Yeah, Chris does make a good point though. Since we haven't seen the headsets with the trackers on them perform in person, I haven't at least. He says that he would prefer the room sensors for controller tracking, and that does kind of make sense, because if the sensors are on your headset and they're in charge of controlling all the movement, if you move your controllers out of view of the headset, it might be kind of not great.
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't tried it, so that's a good point.
Hypothetical,
it's a hypothetical point. I like it.
The point is they had some innovation, and then there's some glaringly obvious things that you can tell you're battling Vive of 2 years ago. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
So,
one last thing. The cool thing about the cable that connects them too is a single cable with a quick disconnect.
Oh, that's cool.
So rather than having multiple cables just running straight to your computer, it just runs like a box, and you can just quickly disconnect and connect it.
Oh, that's
which I thought was kind of cool.
That is good.
I was like, that's kind of nice.
But
other than that, I like it only because I'm a hardware nerd. So when I saw those things, I was
hardware-wise, it's pretty cool. I don't know. VR already has trouble. The market on VR is not amazing. And the only one doing exceptionally well is PlayStation. And even then, that's not amazing. It's good for the market, but not great in overall hardware sales when you compare it to consoles or anything else.
Yeah.
So
this one
it's
also
just interesting.
Also comes with a separate, larger headrest on the back, so that little kids can play it. So that when a little kid puts on the headset, it doesn't fall off, which I guess is customary with these larger headsets. And I'm like,
that's
okay.
Cool. So it's a cool idea. It's not for me, I can tell you that, because I would First off, I'm going to get the PlayStation 1 when it comes out later.
Nothing's for Matthew at this point.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And I think, honestly, if I'm going to go this route, I'm going to wait till the next Vive
Cosmos,
or whatever that comes out.
The Vive
next.
Cosmos.
Yeah, that comes out like
which
next
looks
year.
insane.
That's my point. Is like if I'm going to
Yeah.
drop that kind of money on a VR system.
But even the Cosmos is already only rated at like 90 hertz.
Yeah.
Catch up, HTC. I don't know. I'm a hardware guy, so still pretty cool. Anyway,
Do you remember Halo Reach?
I do remember Halo Reach. I remember not playing Halo Reach. I remember playing a whole bunch of the other Halos.
I remember the campaign was not the greatest.
Yeah. Yeah. It left me reaching for more. I did it. All right.
You did it.
I did it.
All right.
So this picture needs some explanation, but that's what we're going to talk about.
Yep. The campaign was not great. I didn't like it really at all. The multiplayer was kind of fun, but it was Bungie's last game before they jumped over to Destiny. It was kind of like their test run for different mechanics in Destiny. It's fine. But they're apparently 8 years ago. 8. That's how long ago this was. Yeah, if you count on your hand, it's the full hand on the first one, and then 3 more. One more. Just go one. There you go. 8 years ago. He's got it. Robert has it. A YouTuber named Doolies. He did a challenge where he was able to get onto this tower right here.
Yep, in the
which is
picture.
part of the campaign. It's someplace you're not supposed to be able to
Very,
get to.
very high up.
Very, very high up. He was the first person to get onto it using a jetpack.
Jetpacks.
And everybody's like, that's really cool. And he put out the challenge, if you want to top me, do it without a jetpack. If you want to be cooler than me, do it without a jetpack. And the only way to do that is to launch yourself
Very far.
very far
Very
and
far,
high
very high.
in the middle of a campaign mission where things are still happening.
Yep.
Still bad guys. There's still,
Yeah, there's no way to do this in like a custom
yeah.
map. Like this is in the middle of the mission. You have to
Yes.
do this. And there's a lot that you have to set up to make this happen. And the funny thing about 8, so it took him 8 years to do it. It also takes him 8 hours to set up the map appropriately to attempt the jump.
To give you an example of how insane this is to do, because if you watch the video, which we couldn't get the video because
It's 8 hours long. I'm not watching that. No,
Yeah,
it's actually compressed to 25 minutes, but then you still have to find it. And then once you do find it,
Mm-hmm.
you can't take the video because they put their own music that someone else has as copyright behind it. It's a whole pain in the
yeah,
ass.
so we couldn't use it.
Picture.
This is the tower, though. You can watch the video, and we might be able to link it for you.
Yeah, we can link it in the YouTube video. Latte.
All you see on the video is this guy getting launched off these warthogs. He's got a gravity hammer, and he keeps doing these swings on the air to keep himself at a certain like elevation with the force. And then he goes, and then he lands on the tower, and it gets launched up again, and then lands. And you're like, okay.
But to them,
that
like-
was a cool jump,
That's
bro.
like a world-breaking moment to
That's
them.
a cool jump, bro. But then when you realize everything it takes to do this, like you were saying, it takes 2 different warthogs that you have to find somewhere on the map.
Position them in a place where they're not
where
supposed to be.
Yeah, where they're not supposed to be. Get them over there. Also, you can't jump too high and you can't fall for too long because Halo Reach has a timer that if you're falling for too long, it automatically kills you.
kills you, yep.
If you jump too high, automatically kills you. Also, there's baddies everywhere,
Baddies,
that
yep.
are shooting at you and actually making it hard. Don't get screwed over by a checkpoint by going too far, doing something else, and it launches you back to your checkpoint. They said they spent hours a day trying to do this. Go ahead.
Apparently there are 4 boxes as well that were contingent to this.
Yes, there's
So
yeah.
the warthogs, I guess, were the easy part because they move. But there's 4 boxes throughout the entire campaign mission, one at like the beginning and the last one towards the end, that you have to literally move these boxes through the entire map
Yep.
to the point where you need them. And if an explosion goes off and the box flies somewhere where you can't get it, you lost 2 hours and you start over.
Yep.
And you just keep doing that. So 4 boxes, 2 warthogs, all need to be in a specific location without being damaged or, unusable by the time you get there.
Try to see if there's anything.
Just to attempt it, which is stupid. And most of us would be like, why waste your time doing this? Why spend 8 years? And even the guy that did it was like, there were times where he said he wanted to give up, thought it wasn't worth it, and the only reason he kept doing it
To be clear, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it, no. The only reason he kept trying was because he didn't want to waste all the time he had already wasted.
Yeah.
He's basically like
I've already gone this far.
yeah, you've already gone this far, might as well keep going, and he eventually did it.
Yeah. So once you get to that point, then you get to try your launch.
Yep.
And you've got like one shot at it.
8 hours of setup, one launch, you miss it, try again tomorrow.
You got to try again.
Try again tomorrow, yeah.
It literally took this guy 8 years, and his name, I don't remember what his name
Doolies.
was. No, Doolies was the guy that set the
Oh,
challenge.
Doolies, come on. You do it.
Sakella, his name is.
Sakella.
And I guess, like, this is a quote from midway through the launch. I said, this looks like a good one. And he kept doing it, and then he realized he did it. Like, after all that time, finally lands it.
Do you ever see that South Park episode, the World of Warcraft episode, where the guy that has no life is playing, and then they finally kill him, he's just like...
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think the guy was like. He did it, he's just like...
Yep.
He just sat there for like 3 hours, just
he said he was on a high for the next couple days. Couldn't believe that he did it. My real question is, how many people were still trying?
And no, Chris, you could not reload a custom save point. At this mission, it was stated online, you had to restart the entire mission to get back to where you needed.
Yeah. So, Arroyo said his time wasted wasn't in vain. Yeah, he did it. I do wonder how many people were still trying this, because I imagine when this first launched 8 years ago, they were saying, I'm sure there was tons of people, thousands of people trying to do this thing.
That's not possible.
I don't know if it got down to this guy was the only straggler still going, or if
I think that's what it is.
Or if there was a few different people that were still trying, and maybe kind of race,
what are the odds,
space
though?
race kind of a thing. I don't know. So yeah, 8 years, landed the trick. Kudos to you.
Did he get an achievement? No.
Nope.
Because that wasn't supposed to happen. So you didn't get nothing.
Well, I mean, he got news coverage.
Maybe Microsoft will fly him out there to shake hands with the developers and then go home.
Maybe.
If you're listening, Microsoft, that's the right thing to do. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe buy him a lunch.
That
Pat on the back.
Maybe give him a free copy of Halo Infinite. That seems fair.
They send him a free copy of Halo Reach. Yeah! Do it again.
Put a patch out that he gets put in the credits of Halo Reach, a game that nobody plays anymore.
His name just really quickly just whoosh. It's gone. Whoosh.
Special thanks to the guy that made it to the top of the tower.
Well, imagine how annoying it would be if they send him a copy of the game where if you tried the launch again, there's an invisible wall there, so you just can't do it. They're like, now try it. Now try it. Beat that. Good job, Hot Wheels. All right. So this one was kind of weird, the Square Enix thing. Do you know more about this? Because I don't know a super lot about this. Because I don't follow their tournaments
Have you heard of the game Star Wing Paradox?
I have not, but it sounds like something very popular overseas.
It's a kind of mecha arcade game, and it's from Square Enix, and yes, it is more overseas. It's Japan.
Mecha arcade game.
It is a game that apparently is very popular, and they have tournaments. And mecha like Mech Warrior, like Gundam, and it actually has, I believe, the artist from Gundam.
That's kind of cool.
That helped with this game. So very anime style, and it actually has multiplayer, and they have these tournaments, except for now they're getting death threats. They had to cancel. The biggest tournament for this game is going to be in Tokyo.
Wait, this isn't Blizzard?
Actually, they had to cancel 4 of them.
This is Square Enix, not Blizzard,
Square
right?
Enix, yes.
Okay.
Tokyo, Yokohama, Nagoya, and Fukuyaka.
I know where one of those places is.
I know they're all in Japan.
Oh, man,
sorry.
That's awesome.
I guess they're getting death threats, and because of this, they had to go and cancel all of these tournaments. I guess last year, a guy was arrested because he was making threats against Square Enix, and
Yeah, why not just arrest the people that are making threats?
threatening to kill them over this game. Like,
I don't get it. Like, why threaten the people that made the game? Like, if you suck at the game, go after the good players. Don't go after the people that made the
Square
game.
Enix could put a brute in it.
Oh. But that wouldn't even matter because they're all in mech suits anyway.
They're all in mech suits anyway.
They put a normal little Fortnite player in it. Get wrecked.
Get wrecked. It's kind of crazy, and I don't know why. Doesn't really tell me why.
Like, I wish I knew how serious these threats were because personally, I'm like, that's kind of a big thing to do over some threats. Like, hire some more bodyguards and keep moving. Like, in my eyes, if you get threatened as a big company like this, the best thing in my eyes to do is to push forward and make it seem like the threats don't matter to you. Because the second you pull back and cancel, they know they did that. And you're just going to get more and more threats in the future.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just interesting to me. No, you obviously don't want like what happened at the Madden tournament or last year.
But that wasn't calculated. Like that was heat of rage in the moment bullshit. You know, like that wasn't premeditated.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but apparently this is a thing that's happening in a lot of places that like people are really taking seriously what the gamers are saying. So you have these that were canceled. You also have in Dota 2 apparently for a long time.
Oh, yeah. But before we continue,
Okay.
I just don't know why anybody could be mad at Square Enix. They're making an Avengers game. They're like our little baby. So don't ever death threat to Square
hurt
Enix.
Square Enix.
Don't you dare.
They're our
anyway.
friends.
But in Dota 2...
Dota 2, dealing with some of the same kind of stuff for a while apparently in China.
But Dota knows what to do about this
Dota knows
stuff.
what to do. Apparently, well, it's
a little different, yeah.
They banned 2 terms. And if you say these terms in the Twitch chat during these tournaments,
Banhammer.
Also,
if you're in the game and you type this in the game, you will be banned from the game.
As well. One has to do with Tiananmen Square massacre, which understandable.
100%.
You know, they're trying. If you talk about this, you're gone.
We don't want this here.
Yeah. And both of these terms have apparently been. They no longer get you banned as of recently. What's going on?
It disconnected and then is reconnecting. Let me just. That's weird.
Is it going?
Oh, we
still?
lost connection.
Did we?
Yeah, apparently we lost internet. The office is nowhere to be found.
Awesome.
What?
Does it say stop streaming? Is it still going?
It's done. Yeah, it's. I'll stop it for right now.
Did it work?
Yep, we're back.
Hey, apparently we're
give
back,
it a second.
guys.
Sorry, our Wi-Fi completely disconnected and came back. The router took a poop.
So dumb.
Took a Winnie the Poop.
Took a Winnie the Poop.
So anyway, we're talking about Dota and their fun ban hammers, but like I get it. The first thing that they banned makes a heck of a lot of sense.
The second thing that they banned was the term Winnie the Pooh.
I don't...
Because you know how scary Winnie the Pooh is.
Winnie the Pooh.
I'm not making this up.
So do you think it was like the first person that saw the word poo and was just like, no poo in our stream, and they just banned them, and then they like once they do the first ban, they got to ban everybody else to keep it fair?
Apparently this is like a communist like thing where like
nobody poos?
No. There was a picture of like the leader of China with Trump, and somebody online made the reference that the leader looked like Winnie the Pooh.
No way!
I'm not even kidding.
I need to find this. Sorry, guys. I'm still here, but I'm also looking for this Winnie the Pooh Trump picture.
Somebody made the reference that he looks like Winnie the Pooh. So China has now banned that term all across Dota. They even went so far as to not let Christopher Robin, that new movie, not get released in China. All because somebody said the leader looks like Winnie the Pooh. So apparently this has been going on for a couple years or something. I had no idea that these were terms that can get you banned in tournaments. Like if you say it on Twitch, if you're a gamer. Let me see.
Look at his eyes.
Okay, it kind of looks like Winnie the Pooh.
We can't show it on stream, but if you look it up, it's in for a decent laugh.
So
Oh God.
apparently these terms you can now say them again.
Good, because I missed bringing up Winnie the Pooh on Dota streams. I really did.
Yeah, I was, all the day I was just like,
All
Pooh.
the time. Because when I play Dota, I want to ask everyone, are they ready for this Christopher Robin movie?
Are
You
they
know, like
ready?
I need to know if they're ready.
I don't know. So that's what you got going there. So across the pond, if you will, in the Asian cultures of China and Japan, we have death threats, and we have the banning of Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. So it's kind of a shit show. You don't know what's going
Tournaments
on.
are kind of insane on the other side of the pond.
So if you're
And
if you're gonna go to a tournament over there, buy your plane ticket with a grain of salt, because you don't know. And there could be somebody could step on a butterfly on the other side of the ocean, and the tournament's canceled.
Tournament's
You never
canceled.
know. You never know.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh. Don't say it.
I won't. So Phased, what is that? You see Phase's comment in
No.
here? It says, we talking about TI? What is this? What am I missing out on? Phased, explain yourself.
Anyways, we can move on from that. No Man's Sky
Oh.
released a huge update. It's called the Beyond update, which I can only assume means they're talking about the vegetarian hamburger meat at Carl's Jr. and other places, right? If I were to, that's what Beyond means,
That
right?
makes sense. You're right.
Okay. So apparently
To infinity and veggie burger.
and veggie burger. So apparently No Man's Sky has released a vegan DLC. So go check it out.
It's apparently pretty successful. Good for them.
Good for them.
So for a good 4 or 5 days, No Man's Sky was the top selling game on Steam.
Wow.
I tried to look at it last night to grab the snip, and it no longer was the top selling game on Steam. So yeah. Is it the 16th still? The 17th.
It's the 17th.
Ooh. I don't know. I think they can still buy it. I think it was till the 26th maybe, but they had No Man's Sky on sale for half off. Pretty good.
Half off of $10 or
Half
what?
off of 60. So 30.
It's still a $60
It's still a
game?
$60 game. Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, a lot of people are happy about this update, and there's articles coming out that are saying No Man's Sky, the creator, should be commended, actually, for still putting this amount of effort into it, because if you compare this to another game, as far as success early
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
with marketing and everything into immediately no legs of this game, I'd say Anthem.
Yeah, and they've already given up on Anthem.
They have already given up on Anthem.
That 3-hour DLC was their saving grace.
Yeah.
No, that's done.
So if you were to compare it to the game, I would say Anthem. But on the other side of this is they've continued to support
Yeah.
the community.
They listen.
All two of them, I guess.
But they listen.
Ate
and his buddy.
whoever
playing
else is
this
playing with
game.
him. But they have continued to put out stuff, and they're now releasing the No Man's Sky Beyond, which is bringing what everybody has wanted for forever, is the multiplayer aspect of 16 to 32 players playing at the same time. There's also a social space called the Nexus Social Space.
Oh, that's nice.
Creature taming,
What?
riding,
That's really cool.
and milking.
I killed a lot of creatures last night.
Did you miss the milking part?
That's weird.
You can milk these space creatures.
Why do you need space creature milk?
I don't know, but apparently it's a thing.
Okay.
I've got nipples, Walker. Can you milk
Can
me?
you milk me? Yes, little.
That's a Meet the
man.
Parents reference, in case nobody got that.
I was really excited last night when I loaded into One Man Sky. when I loaded into No Man's Sky.
I don't want to know what's on your...
And I instantly, because I was thinking Ate's the only person that plays it, so my mind just went straight to One Man's Sky. But anyway, so
Sure.
as soon as I logged in, it gave me the option for multiplayer with friends or multiplayer with randoms. And I was like, multiplayer! And I
Yeah.
got all excited. I was like, it's here!
There's
Yay!
multiplayer missions. There's cooking and recipes. Maybe that's why you need the milk, because, if you're baking.
With space creature milk?
Yeah, milk. You got to churn your own butter.
You're right.
I don't know.
You're right.
That's what
You're right.
you need,
You're right.
so...
Okay.
It's just cooler aliens.
Yeah, so far the aliens I ran into were pretty stupid.
So
It looked like an armadillo and a kangaroo mixed together, and I kill them and I get 8 blocks of meat.
there you
And
go.
I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do
Power
with this.
and logic and industrial bases.
Oh,
And the biggest thing, in my opinion, that's cool about this is VR support. So
when I buy that index.
when you buy that index,
This actually, honestly, playing this game would be super fun in VR.
There's a lot of games that get VR support that I think why. This game actually would lend really well to it because you actually feel like you're on these worlds and, you know, actually exploring and doing all this stuff. So, it's kind of crazy that they're still going. And it's kind of crazy that they're putting this much support into. Like, this is a huge update. This isn't a small 3-hour DLC. This isn't a, hey, here's an expansion, pay us $40 for it, and we're going to give you a couple more campaign missions and some more multiplayer maps, or hey, we're going to give you a 10-hour campaign. No, this is like a free update, legitimately changing the landscape of the game, of the entire game.
Yeah. Honestly, I compare this to like someone who's trying to fix something at their home and they do it the first time thinking they did it right, and then they mess up, and then they spend the next 8 hours because they're too stubborn to do it the right way to fix it the way they wanted to do it, and then they finally get it done. That's what this feels like. But it's still pretty good.
It's a huge undertaking, though. This is like we just talked about Minecraft, how Minecraft, you know, couldn't do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
With that giant update. This game, if you think about it, is huge as well because it's a never-ending
huge in a
universe.
different way, but yeah.
As far as randomization,
You're right, it's about the same.
It's about the same, if not more, because it never ends.
Yeah, yeah.
It's constantly expanding because of the algorithms in this game. You can keep exploring. You'll never explore every planet in this game by yourself.
The load times, kind of annoying, but understandable for that reason.
Yeah, for that reason. So, honestly, kudos to them. I don't know if it makes me want to go play this. Maybe because the big drawback for me was that I couldn't play with people.
Yeah, like what are you gonna just like? I played last night, had a good time, was bored in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So like if I had other people to do things with and make decisions, yeah, it'd be a lot more fun.
A lot more fun if we go explore, milk some space
cats,
space armadillos together, and I don't know. You and I could probably cause terror.
Sit in
on
their
a planet.
kangaroo pouch. Wait, what was that podcast you were talking about? Mounties riding kangaroos. Oh my god.
CMG Exploring says people are actually liking it for the most part, and it's good. CMG Exploring says Ate has already charted over 98% of the game on a post-it note in his garage.
You walk into his garage, just a giant post-it note. Just
I see it as a bunch of post-it notes. He's got strings all tied.
Strings.
So that's what's going on with No Man's Sky. If you're looking to, if you never tried No Man's Sky, and you can't say this for a lot of games, this is the time to try it. Like, usually a year later on a multiplayer or like an exploration game like this, like you're kind of like, don't even worry about it. Just leave it alone. That's like 2 weeks after Anthem came out. Don't even worry about it. Leave it alone.
Oh god.
Might be worth to check out. I might check it out if
it drops below $30.
Yeah, because I don't think. Okay, I understand now maybe why it's a $60 game because of this, but it should have dropped to $30 after like it being out for 2 months, and by now it should be like a $20. In my opinion, like based off the market.
I think they kept the price at $60 simply because when this came out, they knew they were going to draw more people in, and they just wanted to try and make that money. Which I get it. I mean, they can't have a lot of money after putting this much work into the game, just trying to get it right.
Yeah. Anyways, what do you say we get into the nitty gritty?
Where the nits meet the grits.
The nits meet the grits, and
like
the grits meet the nits.
Nittiest of the grits. Okay, so.
Loot boxes.
Again!
I'm so tired of talking about loot boxes, but they're back.
Kind of.
And that the topic is back. And apparently they're getting better. Everybody calm down. It's going to be okay. Loot boxes are now better.
How are they better?
They're not.
Oh.
But Microsoft and Sony and everybody else says they're better because now they are making it so that if you want to have loot boxes on their consoles, and this is Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have all agreed and signed this agreement for this initiative if you want to have loot boxes on their consoles, on their platforms, you have to publish the drop rate of the loot boxes now. So you have to show the percentage that it would be, so somebody could be well informed. That's the whole background of this.
So it's not just random.
Because there's really no to keep these companies in check. They could say, go on this one, and you're like, hey, I might have a chance, and the chance is actually like 1 in a billion.
Yeah.
And you're never actually
Never
getting
know.
that one.
Yeah.
Maybe one guy gets it. I don't know. But they're saying you have to, it's to, because a lot of people feel like they get gypped on these loot boxes, that they never actually have a chance at getting these things, and it's ridiculous for them. So this is their way of battling it.
You know what I say,
Quote,
Matthew?
unquote. What?
No.
No.
This isn't good enough.
I agree. Because
good enough.
the whole issue with loot boxes, I think, in the beginning, and we talked about this, was what everybody started looking into this as, was the gambling aspect.
Yeah.
People are gambling, and they're addicted to this, so they're spending too much money on this. Putting a drop rate doesn't change that.
I mean, what it actually does is either going to discourage some people or encourage some people, because they're going to be like, 2%, that's like a 1 in 50. I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no.
And you're still like, I'm with you. In my opinion, just take away the loot boxes. Let me pay for things.
I love the idea of loot boxes if they were only purchasable with in-game currency.
Exactly.
Because what it does is it makes it all these drops now make you want to play the game more, because you can get these things randomly, which doesn't matter because it's in-game currency. All you have to do is play more for a better chance of getting what you want.
But it's all about the moolah, and they make more money this way. So
just in-game currency. Just in-game currency. That's it.
in-game currency.
That's it. Don't non-purchasable in-game currency, and you will have my vote on loot boxes. Because the idea of having a randomized thing like that is just so much better than like trying to play Battlefront 2 and trying to get like the one person you want and realizing you're gonna have to play for like 400 matches. Like, nah, I'm good. Like,
Nah. CMG Explorian says snorts loot box dust off EA's coffee table.
yes, dust.
A Rodriguez says the whole issue with loot boxes is loot boxes. Agreed.
Earning something. Yep.
CMG Explorian says here's the thing. Without loot boxes, the price of cosmetics shoots up.
You shouldn't be able to sell cosmetics. Maybe cosmetics. That's fine. But
I'm fine. I am okay with going, hey, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this skin.
Yeah.
Your Microsoft avatar, if I want a cool Assassin's Creed skin, I'll pay the $1.99. If I want to make my guy look like that in a video game, if I want a cool skin, I will do that. I prefer it to be unlockable.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not like an achievement where it takes me 8 years to complete it by jumping on a tower. Maybe not that unreachable, but like, it's unlockable. I love that. But I am totally fine with paying for cosmetics. I really hate the loot box system, though, because it is so dumb. Like, there's a lot of things where, and I think they mentioned in this article, where, like, to get something you wanted could take, like, let's see. Let me figure it out. People were finding, like, loopholes around this, and they were saying, okay, here's the drop rate. And they were making a collection. Instead of making like one big thing this thing, they were making a collection of these epic skins. And like in order to get, so here's what they did. Okay. Normal loot boxes, you want this epic skin, right?
Yeah.
They went to get this epic skin. You have to get 7 of these rare skins. You have to complete your collection through loot boxes.
That's so stupid.
They still posted the drop rate.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you're still spending tons and tons and tons of money to get these. And if you got them all on the first loot box, it would be like you're still spending like $150.
That's so dumb.
If you got them all consistently.
Because if you need 7 items to unlock the item that you want, you have to take that drop rate and multiply it by each of the items, and your drop rate is now infinitesimally smaller.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how some people were getting around it, shady
That's
people.
so dumb.
Just take away loot boxes. It's that simple. Let me pay for what I want to pay for. If you made a skin $10, somebody would pay for it. We just saw that people paid for a freaking dog that was the same dog that they got 4 seasons
perfectly
ago.
Fine, yeah.
I'm
And
okay with you doing that.
is a good amount of money.
That's
for one
your
thing.
money.
Yeah,
Do that.
one
But
digital thing.
people feel like they're getting cheated by these, and they really are, because it's dumb. It is so dumb. Like, just let me pay for and I get it. They're trying to make money. How about you just come out with more content?
So if video game companies are listening, have cosmetic things that you can buy for $10 or less, but also have separate cosmetic things that are equally awesome in loot crates that can only be purchased with in-game currency. And
by loot crates, you mean no loot crates?
not really loot crates, but like in-game currency crates.
Oh, in-game currency crate. Okay.
So you're not like... It's still a loot crate. It's just you can't buy it with real money. So you
Like
still feel
Battlefront
like
did
you're
that.
gambling, but you're gambling away your in-game money, which doesn't matter.
Yeah, Battlefront did
Yeah,
that.
and I love that because I
yeah.
like the chance. Like just the getting out of a battlefield and having a box that's like glowing blue. I'm like, ooh, what's in it? It's like exciting. It's like opening a present. I don't know what else to say about this.
Let's see. Well, there's some good things. There's a debate going on in the chat.
Debates.
A. Rodriguez says microtransactions should not be a thing in video games. DLC should not be a thing. If you pay $60 plus for a game, it should be a complete, fully finished game. Okay, so, and then CMG says, I disagree. Making games costs money and time. Anything extra costs more time. He says that should be an expansion or sequel where you pay another $60 for that game. But that's what DLC is. Like DLC, you're paying usually for this thing. Sometimes they're free.
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
It depends on the quality of the DLC.
All DLC is free.
That's fantastic.
And it's amazing.
And
You're
all of it
getting
was longer than Anthem DLC.
Yeah. Here's what I say. I don't mind if things cost more money. I do not mind if you give me an expansion, DLC, whatever. Because I don't think, by the way, and I hate this. And it's nothing against you, Andrew. I absolutely hate
Everything
the argument.
against you.
It's everything against you. You're wrong. I hate the arguments that just because a game has DLC, the game is not finished. That's bull. You can have a complete game and add on to it.
The Witcher 3.
Yeah. Just
Like,
because, like, and because that's the thing is the DLC just adds more stuff.
Yeah.
It's more things on top of it. It doesn't mean the game that you played is not complete. And if it looks like it's going to keep going, guess what? That's probably because there's a sequel coming.
Yep.
And those in-between DLCs usually are not detrimental to the story because usually they know DLC is a choice, right?
Spider-Man wasn't free. $30 apparently. Was it like 10 and 20 or something, or 10, 10, and 10 because there's 3 of them? In which case, if it was $10, it's basically free at that point.
I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't pay for a single Spider-Man DLC.
Did you buy like because you bought the Spider-Man PS4 that probably came with it for free.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe because, I did not pay for it.
Yeah.
I downloaded everyone for free.
Yeah, because you got the fancy red PS4 Pro with the
So
Spider-Man
maybe it
logo
came
and
with,
controller.
because you got it, it came with the expansion
Yeah.
DLCs.
Oh, yeah, you really need that red camo controller because those would look sick next to each other.
They would look sick next to each other.
Anyway.
Yeah, there were 3 CMG Explorian. I didn't pay for a single one.
But
that, because I didn't realize that was a thing.
Because Matthew's rolling in the cash.
Rolling. So I think that it's so. Ariga said, but a game that goes for sale should be a complete game, not an incomplete game with DLC already expected to be released. No, that's so I disagree.
I mean, that was the Anthem.
Isn't
thing,
that
though.
just a patch? You shouldn't need to pay for a patch.
That's
I disagree. He says those are patches. I think patches should be free. Okay, no. The difference between a patch and DLC is so you can have a patch, right? And it can add stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it has to.
Okay.
A patch could be bug fixes. A patch could be, it could be a texture package. It could be something. But a DLC is to add things to the game. It is to change the game in some way and give you more. Just because a game has expansive properties, it's a game that can be expanded on through DLC, does not mean the game you got is not a complete game. Because if you took away those DLC packages, you still played it, you still had fun, you still beat it, it had a conclusion or a cliffhanger at the end of the credits that something else is going to happen on the sequel too.
Yeah.
But they know when they create DLCs, because sometimes you finish a game, actually, a lot of times, since I first started playing video games, I'm like, man, I can't wait for the next one to come out.
DLC gets you there.
DLC is that in between, like, hey, it's like reading a story arc in comics, and then knowing that you could read over here as well. Like you're reading Batman, the New 52, and you read that whole story arc, right? And it brings you through this, and it's complete, it's awesome. But hey, by the way, there's some other stuff over here. If you go and you read Nightwing, that ties in too. It's not imperative. It's not something that you have to have for the story, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's something that expands it. It doesn't mean that the thing you read was not complete or satisfactory.
Yeah.
So I get really tired of the...
You shouldn't have to pay for DLC.
You shouldn't have to pay for DLC. It's extra stuff they put time, money, paid somebody to create. Mm-hmm. If they give it to me for free, that's awesome. But it doesn't mean that the story I played before wasn't complete.
Okay.
It just means they're adding on. And when you go to sequel, right? If you go from this game to another game, they usually don't take DLC into consideration as the driving portion of that story, of when they start off.
Yeah.
They start off usually wherever that game ended.
Yeah.
And they might make reference to the DLC in little
so that
Easter
way you're not
eggs or
missing
whatever.
out on something by not purchasing the DLC.
Exactly, because it's not something that is imperative to the game. So
going back in my mind a little bit to where he was just talking about it's a patch, not a DLC.
Yeah.
I think it truly depends on the status of the game prior DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So like Anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Anthem's DLC, hands down, was a patch. Like,
yeah.
If anything, you could even describe it as a nicotine patch because it lasted like 3 hours. They added it to a game that was basically broken.
Yeah.
Like it's a patch
Yeah.
for that reason. The Spider-Man game, hugely fun, hugely successful. The DLCs were not fixing a broken game. They were contributing to adding more to it and making your experience more enjoyable.
That may or may not even affect the next thing, because if they cost money,
won't. Yeah.
Like I played the whole game, loved it, fun. I actually downloaded the patch, or not the patches, the DLCs, and I haven't played them yet. But if I never played them, it would be fine. I could still go into Spider-Man 2 and have a blast and complete that game.
Well, I mean, Claw or Xlorian says that they're super important. Well, I mean, Xlorian likes to think that certain
he
things
says
are
unless
super
you
important.
unless you're Mass Effect 3, then the Arrival DLC is very important.
And then he says Spider-Man's DLC was super important. And I think that should have been free, and the reason the story is integral.
Okay, you're assuming, though.
We don't know what's going to be in the second one yet.
I'm going to play through it,
He probably
and I'm
does.
going to tell you you're probably assuming, because it doesn't have to mean anything for Spider-Man 2.
Well, we're going to have to
You
find
know what
out
I'm
when
saying? Like,
Spider-Man
it
2
doesn't
comes
have
out.
to mean anything. It could, because here's the thing. People like to confuse it adding and making cool integral parts of the main story and expanding on it, meaning that it's needed.
Yeah.
It might be important. It might expand on... It might be important because it adds something to the story that you're like,
Which Chris might
that's
think is integral.
Yes.
But other people might just gloss over and might not mean a lot to them.
It doesn't mean that
They can't
it
play the game.
needed to be there or that you had to have it. It just gives you more info. It's the asterisk at the bottom of a dictionary or something, or at the bottom of a book that gives you more.
So like video game fanatics probably might think it's integral because they like the storyline. It added more to the storyline. When they get into the second game, they're fully ingrained in a different way.
And go ahead.
However, if you just bought the second Spider-Man after playing the first Spider-Man, they would be really stupid to not make it so players could just jump in and feel like it's a continuation.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some jokes that you're like, that was kind of funny. That'll, toss back and forth to someone who played the DLC, but it's not going to make it unplayable.
Also, you have to remember that there's going to be plenty of people that get Spider-Man 2 without ever playing Spider-Man 1. Just like there's plenty of people that...
And they're going to make it playable because that's the way these games
are.
are.
They have to be.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a flashback to the first one. Like if you played any of the Arkham games, there's always a little nod to the last one to give you, but to say that DLCs... And I don't know how we got on this DLC.
Yeah, we got real big
I don't know how
here.
I don't know how we
way
got
more
sidetracked
engrossed in this DLC thing than this loot box thing.
To say that DLCs should just automatically be free because they're just fixing a broken game, I 100% disagree. I think that's true sometimes.
Yeah, it's very situational.
But I think overall DLCs does not mean that. And I don't know how that became, because I've heard that a lot.
Like No Man's Sky, their new update, I think it was free if you already had the game. Like that's necessary. Yeah, it's necessary because it makes the game better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It delivers on the game they promised, maybe not completely, but it delivers on it, fixing it. That's a patch. That's also DLC, and you didn't charge you. So,
sorry, A. Rodriguez. We don't mean to down you. We get very hyped.
Oh, he's saying my bad. No, I'm not mad at you.
We're not mad.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I'm not mad at all.
We're just we like to talk about.
I've heard this argument quite a bit, and I honestly just want to set the record straight because there's a good portion of people that believe that, and I think it's just misperception. I think it's not truly looking at it from the right lens, honestly, in my opinion.
Can we take this conversation in a different way and
try
to
think
think
loot
of
boxes.
that's fine. But let's think of DLCs that did the consumer wrong. DLCs that you purchased that should not have been expensive, like should not have costed money. Can we think of any, like off the top of our heads, from games in like the last 10 years where DLCs were just so garbage that why would you buy this?
Well, Anthem.
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to buy the DLC for Anthem.
Oh, okay.
It was free.
No, it was. I think it was.
Wait, was it purchased? Holy shit, if it was, then...
I think it was a purchase.
Then that's like a great example from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago,
So, oh boy. Look at Chris is already, oh boy. So, in my eyes, like my favorite
Mass
DLC...
Effect 4.
Oh!
Oh, he said Anthem was free. Okay.
Yeah, Anthem was free. Good. So, my favorite DLC of all time was the Blood and Wine DLC. It was kind of like an expansion for The Witcher 3. Yeah, it costed a good amount of money, but it made the game a completely different game. It was just a very different storyline. Super, super fun, totally worth all the money.
Okay.
Now, Mass Effect 3. I actually don't even remember buying DLC for Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Was it bad? Because I played Mass Effect 3 a lot.
That's my thing, is like...
Maybe I bought it.
Do you know how few DLC packages I bought?
Yeah, you're right. I don't buy that many either.
Because I'm just fine playing the game.
The base game is usually good enough.
I think where a lot of this comes from is people buying the DLC and it not being a lot, and then them going, well, why couldn't you just put that in the game? Oh. Which could be true. If you're mad that this wasn't a whole lot that you got in the DLC and they could have put that in the game, it doesn't mean the game was not complete. It just means you would have liked to just have that in the game, and you didn't want to pay for it extra, which I can get behind.
I remember now. I bought this. You're right, Claw. I bought this Mass Effect DLC. That was a character that I believe, you could correct me if I'm wrong, when you bought it in DLC, he also became playable in multiplayer, and he had a really strong presence in the multiplayer.
Oh.
I could be wrong. This is 3 or 4 years ago, Claw, but I do remember he's right. They introduced a character in the DLC that should have been in the base game, but they just cut him.
Oh.
And then they just added him in DLC, which I don't know if that's doing the consumer wrong because you're paying for DLC and you're getting something out of it.
DLC can be as simple as unlocking one new character for Smash Brothers.
Oh, don't even.
No. Well, that's my.
Yeah, but Smash Brothers pissed me off with their DLC. Like that.
Why?
Some of those things should just straight have been included. I'm in that type of game where you're paying $60 for a game that legitimately you kind of do the same thing for the whole game. You're fighting constantly.
Yeah.
You should make every character unlockable, not have to purchase them.
I disagree, and here's why. They have more characters in this game than they've ever had before, just base. You can unlock every one of those characters in the game off base, and it's every character that's ever been, including new ones. I have zero issue paying for extra characters I want to see in the game because they gave me so much. It's not like they gave me 10 characters and then said, by the way, to get to 60, you have to pay for the rest. They gave me like 60 and they were like, hey, we're going to bring in this cool little, it's no different to me than paying for a cool skin I want, except for it's a playable character. It's adding Joker from Persona. It's adding the potted plants.
But now you're adding aspects to the game where someone who doesn't have that money cannot get good or play with that character ever. But they have to play against them, and that's kind of rude to me.
But it doesn't change the game because as far as like because there's so many characters. If it was only like Mario and Link, like if it was like the original cast from N64, and then they're like, by the way, the only way to get like you have to get like these awesome characters, like
you have to buy them, which would be pain in the
there's no real advantages with any of the characters. They're all really well balanced. There's nothing that like
because when you have a game with like 40, 50 characters, it's pretty tricky to balance that. And then when they add these DLC characters, you want to tell me that some players don't think Bayonetta's OP?
She's not that OP, but okay.
There was a point in time where she kind of was, and people were really upset about that.
I mean, but Bayonetta's part of the game. She wasn't added.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
She was part of the game.
How about Piranha Plant, Matthew?
If you're mad about Piranha Plant, he's more like, to me, he's one of the dumbest characters. But, and you just buy the pack. And by the way, you buy the pack for what, $30?
It's not like I didn't buy it. It's not like I didn't buy it,
I know.
But still.
So I'm not mad at that either, because they gave you a complete game and said, by the way, we've got some prizes in the future. There'll be some cool stuff.
Yeah.
If you want them, you can pay for them. If you don't, but it doesn't affect your game.
Though? What if I bought these extra characters with in-game currency? That would have been nice.
But I don't think that I'm not mad at them for not.
Yeah.
Because they provided so many characters.
Yeah, I know. And what really bugs me.
I'm not paying for a loot box to get these characters.
You're right. I think I'm just holding on to this childhood grudge of where the first time Nintendo did this. I think it was like the second you could connect any of their systems to internet, then they started selling their extra characters to Smash. Like, you want Mewtwo? You gotta buy him. And it's like...
Mewtwo wasn't bought.
Well, no, he was on the GameCube version, he was fine. Free. Yeah. On the Wii version, you had to buy him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. If you wanted Mewtwo, you had to buy him.
So, I will say this. In ideal world, I wish everything was free when you bought.
In an ideal world, everything's free. I'm communist.
You pay $60 for the game, and everything that comes out for free the way it used to be.
Yeah,
that's an ideal world, and I would not be mad at that. I'd love that.
But also in that world, when games were broken, they were broken,
also,
and there was no way to update.
Yeah, games were broken.
So
also, costs weren't as high.
Yeah.
Price of living had gone. Like, you have to pay for this content. So, everybody says yes, like the old days.
Yeah.
So I understand wanting that, but I don't understand being mad for things that, like we talked about. They're doing exactly what we want them to do with loot boxes. With loot boxes,
At least they're telling us what's in it.
Yeah, they're telling us that you can pay for this.
Yep.
And loot boxes, we said we were willing to pay for a skin versus paying for the drop rate of loot box. They're saying not only do you get the skins of this character, you get the character, and he's functional and playable, and you can pay so much for him, and it adds to your game. It doesn't break anybody else's game, and it adds to it. Yeah. So that Nintendo Smash Bros. Is doing what we want to see with loot boxes. I don't want them here. I would much rather pay a la carte for what I want, honestly.
And Chris says, I have a solution. Just make games $70 to $80. No! They're too expensive already. $70 to $80 I'm never going to want to buy a new game. Unless it's like a huge Avengers AAA title, I ain't spending $70 to $80 on a game.
Yeah, no.
Super Monkey Ball will never get bought if it's $70 to $80. I'm sorry.
It really says only because it's illegal as it is a form of gambling for minors. That's
okay, we've gotten to this conversation. Yeah. It's illegal only as much as you want it to be illegal because people still buy it. Like, the little kid can check the I'm 13 or I'm 18 box and it doesn't matter and spend money on their mommy's PayPal account. That's how that works. You're crazy if you think your kids don't do that. Yeah. Well, your kids might, but some kids do.
Yeah, I think they're dumb. I understand why they do it. Makes them money.
Chris, I'm not going to keep reading because it's obvious what you were saying. $70, $80 just to get rid of the paid DLC, and then they'd include the DLC for free. I get that. However, what about the people like Matthew and I that just decided that if we don't want the DLC because we like the base game so much, I don't want to have to spend $70, $80 for that.
Anyways,
I'd rather make it an option.
I think we've beaten the loot box horse.
It's not even a loot box horse anymore.
and
it's
the
DLC horse. Yeah.
Nitty Gritty. We didn't tell you guys in the beginning, but we're talking loot boxes and DLC.
And DLC.
Let's get
I don't
into.
even remember how we got onto the DLC
I have no
train.
idea. I will literally
I
have
thought
to
it was the
rewatch
claw
this
for a second, and then I realized, wait, no, it's the loot boxes.
I will have to rewatch this podcast to see how we got to where we got because I have zero clue. Let's get into the claw. The claw is the chat lobby ask. This is where you, the chat, can talk about absolutely anything you want to talk about, video game or us related. This can last for 30 seconds. It can last for half hour. You guys go ahead in the chat and give us some topics, and we'll see what we can do with it. I think
Chris is like trying to backtrack on what he said. He's like, and the sarcasm flew straight over your head. Yeah, Chris, because you're going to put sarcasm in text. Yeah, I'm totally going to be able to know that. You're right.
you should.
Hey, can you judge my sarcasm right now? Probably, because I'm speaking.
Nope, I don't understand people.
Mixer streaming update. What is the Mixer streaming update? Are they finally going to like have it available for more people than just, people in Mexico? Am I going to be able to go on Mixer and understand what people are saying? Is it Google Translate for their stream chat? Is that what it is? Because that would be nice. Because we need that. Claw says, where's the D&D show? That's a Matthew question. I'm not in charge of that one.
Yeah, it's not here yet. So I was looking to see if we had any comments on the YouTube channel.
Is that really the update? The Mixer streaming update is they got Ninja to come over to Mixer instead of Twitch?
Oh, yeah, we knew that. We talked about that last week. That he jumped over.
Sorry, everybody. I'm not a huge fan of Ninja. I don't have a reason to not be a huge fan of Ninja. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Now, if Ate...
They paid him millions.
If Ate was as popular as Ninja on Twitch, I would be a huge fan. Huge fan.
Huge fan.
Huge fan.
Huge. Anything else, guys?
I don't know if I'm going to be part of the D&D show.
Will Robert be
Claw,
part
I've
of
never
the
been
D&D
asked.
show?
I want a written and embroidered letter, and I want it stamped with wax, and I want the whole deal. If they can pull that out, then yes, I'll be a part.
You were told about the D&D chat or D&D stream before anybody else.
Told is different than invited,
and said
Matthew.
you were going to be part of it.
Told is different than invited.
And said it would be like once a month thing.
Well, I'm down.
And you
for
were
that.
like, I'm so excited, and now you're talking like you knew nothing about it.
For the last month, you've been ghosting me. I haven't heard anything about this.
Because
Maybe
we haven't
you
talked
and Michael
about
and Ate have been doing stuff in the background and not telling me. I don't know.
You know what? You're right. You're not invited.
Oh. I want an embroidered letter. That's what I said. That's what I want.
I completely missed that. That's the dumbest thing
That's
you've ever
what
said.
I want. I want you to stitch some crap on the outside of my letter.
Law says, how dare they not ask the third most important person?
Damn.
A. Rodriguez says, might lure other streamers to jump over. Yeah, I think it will.
If they live in Mexico, yes. Sorry, I've had, ever since that one experience with Mixer, I just can't watch it. I can't, it's just too much.
It's all, yeah.
It was not only that I couldn't understand it, but the stuff I was translating, it was just so ridiculously, like, honestly vulgar. Like, it was really bad. And I was like, how is this happening?
Yeah, when we streamed on Mixer one tournament.
But that was when they, like, first came out. So maybe the moderators are better. Maybe there's
like,
more of a system for it. Yeah.
Klaus's number one is No Jeans. This is how I know he's skewed. He's got a little off in the head.
A little bit off there. Padawan in training!
You gotta read who's saying that.
I love it.
CMG Soren says, I'm just a Padawan in training, because that's a reference.
Sorry, it's a reference
to Robert
a
saying that
podcast.
years ago. No Jeans says we're also streaming Gears. Gears is big in Mexico. That's true. All right. I think we're done. I think we're done with Claw.
Yeah. Well, A. Rodriguez says he likes Mixer better, so maybe I'll give Mixer another chance.
I can tell you the stream quality was better on Mixer. It was.
I think it was. Is their bit rate higher? It might be.
It was more flawless. I can tell you that. It was flawless.
I mean, unless you were streaming from New York at the same time. Same time as our stream.
Shots fired.
Then maybe your stream quality wasn't so great.
Because it wasn't even going.
Smoke isn't supposed to be pixelated, right?
Anyways, I think that's it for this show. This has been the CMG Podcast, episode number 77. I'm Matt Rojas, a.k.a. The Dread Pirate. With me, we had...
Robert Link, a.k.a. Rob Dog 1999.
Rob Dog 1991.
Oh, yeah.
You went full Kool-Aid Man on that.
Got you, man.
He usually goes like soulful, like, oh, yeah. You're like, oh, yeah. Bonesaw does.
Bonesaw's ready.
You can follow us on Twitter at CMG_Gamecast and everywhere else at Casual Misfits Gaming. You can catch us, the audio version, on Monday on Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and any other podcast catcher. That's the audio version. The YouTube is on Casual Misfits Gaming, the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's it. This has been the CMG Podcast, episode number 77. A. Rodriguez says he's still waiting for his VHS. We had to find a manufacturer. He has a special mold. The mold's very expensive. We haven't been able to make the CMG VHSs yet, but it's coming.
How fun would that be, though?
That'd be hilarious.
To have a CMG Podcast VHS set?
That'd be hilarious.
It's so random and so outdated,
we couldn't
but I
fit
love
one
the idea.
podcast on it, though.
You know what I'm bringing next week? I'm bringing my Pokemon original VHS collection with like the little bag, like the one that you open up, and it has like the 4 VHS tapes of like the highly rated
Please
Pokemon episodes.
That's
it even
awesome.
has that one American canceled episode where those Tentacool knocked down those 2 towers.
Oh, yeah,
So they decided not to show it in America. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that on a VHS.
Awesome.
That's pretty dope.
All right, this has been the CMG Podcast, episode number 77. We'll see you next week. Finger guns. Pew, pew.